guys, and welcome back to Sacrificially Speaking. We're so glad you're joining us yet again. This one's kind of depressing. It's good though, but it's a little
What a
depressing.
way to start out a podcast. Doesn't that make you want to listen the whole time?
You should.
We got something really depressing for you.
Come be emo with us.
Come get your Valium.
Come be emo with
Here.
us. No, it's good. It's good. So, well, I'm trying to think of like an intro into this, but I know that you're going to get this because I think both of us especially, we're busy all the time, right? So we're going all the time. So how do we, I'm kind of focusing on like how you manage that while also like managing real connection with people, because I think a lot of the times when you get so busy, you feel like you're missing out like on actual connections with the people you want to have connections with. Does that make sense? That's where I'm leading into.
For me, it's gotten easier the older I get.
Yeah, well, I haven't gotten older
Yeah,
yet.
so another shot. That's another shot. Last time it was my gray beard and my gray hat. Okay. No. So the older I get, the more I value relationships over activity. Whether that's my grandkids or hanging out with friends, I value relationships over activity. So really, I don't think about that as much probably as you do. Activities are just like a necessary thing that it's kind of to be done, but I spend a lot more of my time relationally with people than I do running around doing activities. And most of my activities, the end goal for me is relationship. So if I'm going to it, it's about relationship. Like if I have stacked up appointments, like today, I got stacked up appointments.
We're
all
going
day
to lunch
long.
first.
Yes, we are. Hallelujah. And
Appointment with me first.
Yeah, we're going. So I'll have stacked up appointments, but most of my appointments are to meet people, to get to know them. So for me, I've learned to kind of most of my appointments in life, my activities in life are helping me fulfill what the vision that I have in my heart. When I get frustrated when I feel like I'm just doing busy work. That has nothing to do with the end game, so to speak. So my mind is over in what am I trying to accomplish? And that doesn't mean I'm using people as a means to an end. The relationship is the end for me. The activity is the means to that end. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I think, so my thing is I'm around people all the time. Well, that's like mainly what I'm doing. But I think also it feels like you're surrounded by people all the time, but it's kind of disconnected because like I have something that I'm doing with these people, right? And I feel like, I mean, this is with ministry. It's obviously different than like hanging out with people that you're close to.
Right.
And so sometimes it feels like lonely, but you're around people all the time because you're not around the people that you want to be, I think is, and that sounds bad. It's not that you don't want to be around the other people, but you know what I mean? Like it's not fulfilling. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't. Again, I don't do that as much as probably as much as you do at this stage.
Yeah.
And here's the reason why: because I have learned to settle down and enjoy time with people, even though sometimes they'll frustrate me. Those people will frustrate me. I've learned that it's part of my life and my ministry and what I'm called to do. It's part of my identity. And I've learned to just back up a little bit. So used to, I'd get so frustrated, and then I'd walk away from there and I'd carry their burdens or whatever they're going through, and I'd just pace the floors at night, and I'd be torn all to pieces. I don't do that anymore. Now, I kind of am in the moment, and I'm okay with that. And then I enjoy it more. You know, even if somebody frustrates me, I'll walk away from it. Man, they're driving me crazy. But it's still, I don't know, it's fulfilling in that I was just with them. I don't know how to explain that. The older you get, you'll understand what I'm saying.
I've in fact heard you complain at least 5 times in the last few weeks about being busy all the time.
Yeah, I mean,
so you can't say that it's always fulfilling.
No, it's not that it's not fulfilling. It's just that it's sometimes I'm tired. You know, there's only so much of myself that I can give before I just get tired. And so if I have a weakness, my weakness is I will give and give and give of myself till I'm exhausted. And then that's when I've got to figure out how to do something. So for me, you know, being able to just get away and go out and be in nature, that's what rejuvenates me. So that's the reason I like, even if I'm by myself, I'll take my camper and just go somewhere and just go walk trails. It's not even, for me, it's not about anything other than that. I just got to get a breath, you know. But that doesn't mean that I haven't enjoyed what I've done. It's just that I've been so busy that I'm worn out, you know. Like, you know, having so many appointments, just the appointments don't wear me. The people don't wear me out. The appointments is what wears me out. I wish I had more time to give to people, not less time. So that's what frustrates me, because I feel like I'm not fulfilling something, and I feel like I'm letting somebody down that wants to be closer to me, and I want to be close to them. It's genuine. I want to be close to them, but I can't because I haven't gained that time yet. And so that's the reason you'll hear me tell people all the time, hey, call me, or just call and say, hey, what are y'all doing tonight? You've heard me say that. And just come by, because a lot of times for me, I enjoy just sitting on the couch. Now, I'm going to be in pajama pants and a T-shirt, but don't get offended by it. You know, we'll sit there and watch football together. But I authentically enjoy that, but I do get tired. And the one thing that I get tired of the most, and you've heard me say this, is I get tired of when people don't get along. You ever notice that?
Yeah.
Like it's a pet peeve for me, because I have worked so hard in my life to get beyond that now I am beyond that, and I get frustrated when other people don't get beyond that, because I saw the futility of that early on in my life when I would not get along with people because I was trying so hard to get something done. And I saw the futility of it. So now I back up and I'm like, that's not even worth that. So now my frustration is I see other people getting frustrated by things like that. So that's the kind of stuff that settles in on me. It's not the running with people. Like, I can hang out with people till I pass out at night. Pam will tell you that. She can't, but I can.
How do you more specifically decide where your time, like who you spend more time with? Because obviously you do. So how do you decide where to put that? And even more specifically, because now I know that you don't have as large of a focus on, like, you're not chasing opportunities, right? You've done a lot of things in your life that you've really wanted to accomplish. But, like, I have to choose things a lot of times based on opportunity, not necessarily just on people.
Yeah.
So how do you do that?
I just prioritize where and how I feel like I can make the most impact with my time. So I think this is the thing, as you get older, you start realizing time is running out. So whether it's with your grandbabies or with a friend, you start realizing, hey, you know, I need to make the most of this opportunity. You know, today lunch I need to be present, you know, because I might not have it tomorrow. I don't know how to explain that. And it's something that, it's like my pastor used to say, there's some things that it's got to be caught. It can't be taught. And that's the way it is. But for me, that's where I'm at. I just prioritize where can I have the most impact. And so I do the most impactful things first with relationships or people or events. That's what's on my calendar. What's the most necessary to get done? The most impactful. I do those things first. I don't do the emergency things first. I don't react to emergencies. I prioritize where's the greatest impact, and this is where I spend the bulk of my time, and then the emergencies get my attention after I get these things done. And gosh, I can't remember what that diagram is. There used to be a leadership diagram. Surprised you hadn't studied that one.
I might have. I don't
You
know what
probably
you're
have.
talking
I
about.
can't remember, but it's where you have, your priorities versus the emergencies.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember the name of that diagram.
It's not a NAT chart. It's
Yeah. Little quad.
I don't know.
It's
It's
a
another
quad.
last
It's a little
name.
quad. It's
Yeah.
a 4-part quad. Yeah. So anyhow, that's really how I live my life. The older I hate that word. The more mature I become.
Is that better?
That's better because
Okay.
it is true. You're maturing in your thinking. The more mature you become in your thinking, the more you start to live very intentional like that. And when that takes place, the more peace you have.
Okay. I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
This one's not as great. How do you, more specifically, how do you decide which people you think pouring into will have the best, I don't know, best outcome. I don't know how you say that because I feel like, and this is going to be bad, but there's sometimes where you spend a lot of time and I'm like, on a large scale, I'm thinking business. I'm like, I don't like you could be doing so much more with other people because you know what I mean. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but some people just have it and some people don't, and you know that as well as I do. And I'm like, that person does not have it to do anything on a large scale. So how do you choose that area?
Well, the reason you see me spending a lot of time with people like that is because I don't look at people as a commodity to achieve my goal.
Did you when you were younger?
Yes.
I mean, don't you have to at a certain point? If
No,
you
you don't have to. It's the biggest mistake. It's the biggest lie of the world. You don't have to use people as your commodity. They're not merchandise. And so, but in the early days, I leveraged relationships to accomplish certain things. Now, I don't want to stand before God because I didn't give a certain person everything I had just because I didn't feel like they were going to help me do what I wanted to do, or they were going to succeed to a certain level and it would help bolster my name.
But what's the alternative to being successful in that area? Because like I said, you've accomplished the things you want to accomplish in life. So you can't tell me, oh, don't do it. You've done it.
Yeah,
so
I have done it, but I have not, for the most part, I have not leveraged people to accomplish that.
But
I don't
you
use
have
people.
to have people that are capable. You have to surround yourself with people that are capable, and especially
I've let that
up.
come organically. I've let that happen naturally. Look around. You see it all the time, and you get frustrated by it. But I let it happen organically and naturally. And I have found that it's not the fastest way to get organizational growth. But in the long run, despite what the human mind says, it is the most healthy. And I'm going to tell you, there have been vast amounts of people that I've invested in that are very charismatic, very gifted, very talented, and were rising stars. I'm talking about just unbelievably gifted. And I've had the privilege of pouring their life, and they became a rising star. And they're nowhere to be found today. And then there's the group of people that I've invested in that everybody else said, that's the biggest waste of time on the planet. And they weren't a rising star. Slowly, they just kind of little by little plodded along. Next thing you know, you look up and they're the most successful, stable, capable leaders just because they finally just matured into it. But had I not poured into their life and treated them differently because they didn't have the same charisma as this guy over here, then I'd have missed out on seeing all of that. And they would have missed out potentially on what God had called them to do. So I don't look at people that way. The way I look at people is the way God looks at you. God doesn't create people and say, you know what, and that can be great, and that one is going to suck. That's not how he does it.
Yeah.
God looks at all of us and sees greatness in all of us. Now, we might all have different purposes and there different plans come as a result of that, but he looks at us on a level playing field. He puts potential in every human being, and then he looks at it, and he loves us in spite of whether we do it or don't. So that's just how I react. That's how I live. I know it sounds so cliche and so simple, but that's the reason I don't get extremely torn up all the time about various things. You'll see me frustrated from time to time, but I don't stay torn up most of the time. Most of the time, I'm just kind of here. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking about the future. I'm not thinking about now. Like setting up camera stuff, you're thinking I'm frustrated about this. Actually, it's not. I'm thinking about meetings this afternoon because those meetings have to do with building things and the future. So the frustration is not about this. It's about, I know that if I don't do these certain things, that it'll hinder you or hinder all of my other leaders, and then they can't do what God's called them to do, and they'll end up frustrated, and that's hinging on me being the kind of leader that I need to be to make sure that I facilitate what is necessary. So it's different. I don't know how to explain it. You're asking me to explain something that is almost hard to put words to it.
Yeah, I know. You're not doing a good job explaining, but I'm being serious because I kind of am in that area now where I get to decide, who I'm going to associate with and do. And it's a lot easier, especially when you're impressing the right people and you're like, if I can, I can get in there, I can go quickly this way.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with using connections and leveraging connections and relationship. I'm just not into leveraging it for the sake of just using people. So the way I've always lived my life, you can either be a ladder that people climb or you're climbing the ladder. I've never, ever tried to climb a ladder. I swear before God, I have never tried to climb a ladder. I have not tried to intentionally build the biggest church. I've not tried to intentionally go on television and have a big TV ministry. I could have done that. Like I had consultants come and saying, do this, do these kind of partnerships, do this, and you'll have television ministry and you'll go all over the world. I didn't do that because I figured if God wanted me all over the world, he could put me all over the world and I didn't have to use people to do it. So that's just never how I've lived my life. Pam and I haven't lived like that.
Yeah, we're so far off my notes, but I'm staying off my notes because I think you've talked about this too, that like ambition in that sense can be really dangerous. Mm-hmm. So like, how do you, we're on a different topic at this point, but how do you like balance that? Because you need a good amount of ambition if you're going to be successful, especially on a large scale. Yeah. I can see that in every single good business person I've ever been around. Anybody that's done anything that I consider a success, you need some amount of ambition. So how do you balance a healthy amount of ambition
the biggest
keep that mindset of
biggest thing with ambition is just it not owning you. You got to own it. You control it. It doesn't control you. Most people who really get off track with ambition, they're just so driven to succeed, they'll do whatever and they'll compromise whatever just to succeed in a moment, and ambition is driving them, and ambition blinds you. It makes you, it gives you, it'll cause you to look through green glasses called envy. You look at everybody else's success, and so therefore you got to rise. And it's really, ambition is driven and fueled by, let me say it like this, ambition is fueled by this comparative atmosphere. So, you know what, I want to do better than you, so I need to look this way, I need to act this way, I need to hang out with these people, and that's, and that's when ambition is dangerous. There's nothing wrong with desire to do something for God. not anything wrong with it. In fact, the Bible says that God will even give you the desires of your heart. What God's against is you being driven to the point you're using people and it's not authentic, and now you're just trying to accomplish something just to accomplish something. Do whatever you do as unto the Lord, and let the Lord work out the rest. The people who are the greatest, especially in ministry, never sought to be great. They never sought to be known. They never sought to be on TV. They sought to just do the ministry. I prayed one day, hopefully I could get on television. I prayed that at one time in my life.
Yeah.
I would watch TV and think, man, I wish I could do that someday. But I can honestly say I never pastored with that mentality. I just wanted to be the best pastor I could be. I wanted to preach the best message I could preach, pray the best prayer I could pray, love those people. That's all. And God did the other, you know. It's I know it's contrary to the human brain, but you know, it's just how it works.
Yeah. I have to be reined in a little bit all the time.
That's all
I
right.
run at like 100 miles an hour all the time.
You're young. It's okay. But there'll come a day when you'll be like a little more settled, and then you'll see clearer. You'll see a lot clearer. And then that's going to come with several things. Number one, you'll either get that by listening to the wisdom of others, or number two, you'll get that through the life of Hard Knocks, the School of Hard Knocks, and you'll go through your own share of pain, and as you do, pain has a way of humbling you. And then you'll back up and say, maybe I need to rethink how I'm living this way. Or you'll do what a lot of people do. They go shipwreck in their faith. They just give up, and they end up backslid.
Wow, that's so inspiring.
You said it was going to be a depressing episode.
That's
so
true. It wasn't that depressing because
Yeah.
I got off topic.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing, though. So we're done. That's time.
All right.
But that's all we have.
Y'all know what that means?
What?
Food. It's food. Hey, for all of you who are watching, we're about to go eat food.
Yeah.
And it's going to be good.
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry.
I'm also going to Olive Garden tonight. I don't want Olive Garden, so
No.
I want to eat good lunch.
All right, let's go get some good lunch.
All right.
All right,
Bye,
later,
guys.
guys.
See you in the next one.